I don't know how well you know Jerry Jones, but you were a cowboy at once. I'm wondering, can Jerry stand pat with Cooper Rush and not be tempted to go after Jimmy Garoppolo?
If you're trying to win, if you believe that you can win, you don't stand pat with Cooper Rush. Like, but then there's an underlying issue all off season. If you're a Super Bowl, let's put this in context. I was on Get Up this morning talking about this, and I'm so frustrated with the Cowboys because I spent all off season saying, why is nothing happening? The roster, honestly, DP, the roster wasn't good enough to win a championship before all of this happened.
Yep.
It wasn't. And I know people want to be optimistic about their teams. And, we talk about like the Jets had a good draft and the Lions are a team that's on the ascent. Realistically, they're not winning a Super Bowl. They're not good enough to win one. They don't have the roster yet to win one. Dallas didn't have the roster before Dak Prescott got hurt. So you now go into crisis management. You go into desperation. And now you're in a position where you got to go with Cooper Rush, with a team that doesn't have the requisite weapons at wide receiver, an offensive line that's young, that is the reason that your quarterback has to have thumb surgery, giving up 2 pressures back-to-back to Shaquille Barrett, which in turn is why Dak Prescott thumb is broken. Like, I hate to sound so harsh on Tyler Smith, but that's the reality of it. That's football. Good offensive linemen, good tackles give up sacks. Sometimes their quarterbacks get hurt. But ultimately, that's the result of that. So now you got Cooper Rush, and everybody's talking about this favorable schedule. I want people to acknowledge that the Dallas Cowboys roster is not good. It's not good. It wasn't. And in context, what are we talking about? Are we talking about this team being a wild card? Are we talking about them winning 9 or 10 games to appease people, to make them think that going into 23-24 season, we can make a few moves and be a better team? They stood pat and did nothing. But going back to my point of what I was talking about on Get Up this morning, DP, let's go through the list of teams that's trying to win a Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Chargers went out and got Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. They fortified a run defense, getting Sebastian Joseph Day from the Los Angeles Rams. Because on the other side of the ball, they had Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams. And they said to themselves as a front office, we can win a championship. Let's go do what it takes to win a championship. Devontae Adams wanted to go back and play with Derek Carr. Fine. But the Las Vegas Raiders had to go get Devontae Adams. They had to do it because they want to win a championship. The Buffalo Bills were 13 seconds away from going to the AFC Championship game. They said, we aren't good enough. We didn't close on Patrick Mahomes in the last 13 seconds. Let's go get Von Miller and let's try to win a championship. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for the last 3 years or 2 years, however long Tom has been there, has made every roster decision to win a Super Bowl. They went and got Antonio Brown when nobody in the league thought he would come back after the Raiders debacle. This year, they go get Julio Jones. And everybody, Julio Julio looked great to me because what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are thinking is, if I can put Julio across from Mike Evans with Chris Godwin in the middle, I can have something without having to ask Julio to catch 100 balls on the season. Okay? The Los Angeles Rams, for the last 4 to 5 years, have mortgaged their future to win a Super Bowl. Guess what, DP? We do not care about that because they are the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. They bought themselves. They've answered the question that every fan is going to have maybe when a time comes that they're not doing well. They're going to say, well, we exhausted it all and we won a Super Bowl. All right, now we in rebuild mode. The Dallas Cowboys stood pat and did nothing. Oh, by the way, in their division, DP, the Philadelphia Eagles went and signed Bradbury because they needed a better secondary. They also went and signed A.J. Brown. And Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones said verbatim, we like our guys. And they scored. They not only scored 3 points, they didn't get in the red zone in the game against Tampa. But, hey, they want to win Super Bowls. It's the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to run this thing through Zeke Elliott. DP, if you were going to win a championship running the football. I'm so frustrated it's slipping my mind. Derrick Henry would have 3. The Tennessee Titans would have 3 Super Bowls if you could run your way to one. You know what happened when the Tennessee Titans went and took a lead against the Kansas City Chiefs a few years back in the playoffs? The Kansas City Chiefs had Patrick Mahomes. And they had weapons like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Oh, I didn't mention that the Miami Dolphins signed Tyreek Hill with a quarterback that ain't as good as Dak Prescott. You know why? Because they trying to win a championship. But I digress. I'm sorry, brother.